Yo, what it doing, YouTube? It's your boy Tkgoated here, and welcome back to another video. Today we about to react to Light Yagami's dumbest moments. See, I'm not even gonna sit here and lie. The reason why I'm making this is because there was people in the shorts saying stuff like, "Oh, like Light is smarter than L," because there's a recent time where I made like a short saying that like L was smarter than Light, and people were just saying that and that Light it's just him or whatnot. And then people were saying stuff like I don't even fully remember, but it was something like he's a high schooler or whatnot, bro. Like, come on, man. I didn't say anything about him potentially being smarter than L. I didn't say none of that. I said L is smarter than Light. So we finna watch this video, man. Just to prove that L is smarter than Light. Finna go ahead and get straight into it, man. I'm not even gonna see a lie. As I'm looking at this list right here, he not only should he have gotten the Shinigami eyes when he should have, he literally would have killed L from the very start. Not only that, he's about to mention it. He's already about to mention it. But killing Lynn L. Taylor was stupid. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna just go ahead and wait, man. Let's go ahead and get straight to this video, man. Let's go ahead and get straight to it. I ain't trying to see what you have time, man.
Light's very first major mistake happens almost immediately after he gets the death note. A man appears on television claiming to
Yeah,
be L
sure.
and directly challenging Kira to kill him. It's obviously a trap. Anyone with basic critical thinking skills could see this as bait, but Light, unable to resist the provocation, immediately writes
Like this specifically is what I'm talking about. For the people who was in my shorts talking about he was a high schooler, he didn't know any better. Bro, I wouldn't have killed Lynn L. Taylor. I wouldn't have killed that dude. So you're telling me the person we have never seen, like from based off what the show was telling us, nobody's ever seen him. And nobody's ever seen his name. You think he's just about to come on here and then just like say, "Oh, I'm after you, Kira." Out of all the other cases, he finally decides to show his face and tell his name. That is the most stupidest thing ever, bro. Obviously, it's a trap. Obviously, because there's no way. You think he's just about to show his face after all this time of people trying to figure out who he was? Come on, man. That was probably the stupidest thing. What's crazy is Light knew who L was. Come on, man.
skills could see this as bait, but Light, unable to resist the provocation, immediately
Yo,
writes down the name and
that
kills
nigga
him.
had a
The
huge
moment
ass
Light does
ego,
this,
bro.
he hands L everything on a silver platter. First, L confirms that Kira exists and can kill people remotely. Second, he narrows down Kira's location to the Kanto region of Japan, because the broadcast was only shown there. Third, he proves that Kira needs a face and a name to kill someone. But what's even worse is what this reveals about Light's character. L now knows that Kira is emotional, reactive, and can't resist a direct challenge. L understands he's dealing with someone who has a
Bruh.
massive ego and will respond to provocations. This psychological
He wrote
profile
that
becomes
nigga
the
name big
foundation
as
of
shit
L's
too,
entire
right?
investigation
He said, I need
strategy.
to
If Light had
eliminate this
simply ignored
guy.
the broadcast
But he
and
was
done
so
nothing,
stupid,
L would have
bro.
gained zero information. The investigation
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If he would have never killed, he would have never killed Lynn L. Taylor at the very start. L wouldn't have a clue that Light was the Kira. He wouldn't have a clue. The show wouldn't even have started. There was no way to correlate yeah, bro. There was no way.
would have stalled completely, but Light couldn't help himself. He saw someone challenging him, and his pride demanded an immediate response. In one impulsive moment, Light transforms the investigation from "we think Kira might exist" to "we know exactly how Kira operates and roughly where he is." The sheer stupidity of this decision cannot be overstated. Light literally had one job at this moment: do nothing. Watch TV and eat chips, that's it. But his ego wouldn't allow it, and that single kill sets the entire investigation in motion.
Stupid.
When Light hacks into the police database through his father's computer, he discovers that L suspects Kira might be a student. The theory is based on the pattern of killings happening during evening hours when students would be free and watching news broadcasts.
Oh yeah. Now thinking about this, like now I'm looking back on it, this is pretty stupid. The second that you would start killing people, like, and then you start changing the killing schedule right after they start figuring out that you might be a student, you just made yourself more of a suspect. You feel me? Like, come on, man.
Light's response to this is to immediately change his killing pattern. He starts killing at different times to throw off the suspicion. On the surface, this might seem smart, but it's actually incredibly stupid for two major reasons. First, the timing is too perfect. Elle notices
Yeah,
the
it's
pattern
just too
change
perfect.
immediately, and the fact that someone
Was pretty
altered their
stupid.
behavior right after Elle formed this theory tells him something crucial. Either Kira has access to police information, or someone on the inside is leaking intel. This narrows down the suspect pool significantly and tells Elle that Kira is somehow connected to law enforcement. Second, and this is the really damning part, changing the pattern actually confirms Elle's suspicion. Think about it. If Kira wasn't a student, why would he care about this theory? Why would he bother changing anything? A normal adult with a regular schedule
Exactly.
wouldn't
I'm
react to
thinking
this
about
at
it. It's
all. But a
crazy.
student would, especially one who has access to the investigation and knows he fits the profile. The correct move here was to do absolutely nothing. Let the theory exist. Don't react to it. Continue as normal, but Light panics and makes a move that essentially confirms one of Elle's suspicions while revealing another vulnerability. It's like being accused of a crime you didn't commit and then immediately destroying evidence that doesn't exist. It just makes you look guilty. Refusing the
Yeah, man.
Shinigami eyes. Early in the series, Ryuk offers.
I feel like, hold on,
It's
hold
like
on.
being accused of a crime you didn't commit and then immediately destroying evidence that doesn't exist. It just makes you look guilty. Refusing
I feel him
the
on that. But I'm not even gonna lie, bro. If Light would have got the Shinigami eyes from the very beginning, the show would have been completely different. L would have been died. L would have died way before then, bro. As soon as he gave him that offer, he should have took it. But I understand what Light was like the way he was because he was like, I want to live, you know? I don't want to like have half of my life taken from me. But you literally could have got rid of L from the start, but you said no. I think I'm good, bro. Like, come
Shinigami
on,
eyes.
man.
Early in the series, Ryuk offers Light a deal. Trade half of your remaining lifespan for the Shinigami eyes, which allow you to see anyone's name just by looking at their face. With this power, Light could identify L the moment he sees him and end the entire investigation instantly. Light refuses. His reasoning is that he wants to live a long life as the god of the new world. He doesn't want to sacrifice years of his life when he could potentially find another way to discover L's name. This is monumentally stupid. Light is in a life or death situation. The investigation is closing in on him daily. L is getting closer to proving Light is Kira with every passing moment. Light is under constant surveillance, constant pressure, and one mistake away from being caught or killed. And his solution is to refuse a power that would guarantee his victory, because he doesn't want to give up half his lifespan. Let's do the math here. Light is
That's
essentially
crazy.
choosing to risk 100% of his remaining life in the immediate future rather than guarantee his survival by sacrificing 50% of it. If Light lives to be 80 without the eyes, he gets 80 years. If he takes the eyes and dies at 40, he still gets 40 years. But if he refuses the eyes and gets caught at 20, he gets nothing. He doesn't even make it to adulthood. Misa takes the deal twice
That's
because she
crazy.
understands that survival is more important than lifespan. But Light's pride won't let him make that sacrifice. He believes he's smart enough to win without it, that he
Yeah,
doesn't
this
need any help, that he
I
can
can
outsmart
understand
Elle
why
through
Light was
pure
like that, but
intellect
like at the same
alone. The
time,
result
bro,
is that
like,
Light spends
come
years
on, man.
struggling to find Elle's name, creating elaborate plans
Yeah,
that
bro,
put
you
him in
died way
constant
too.
danger. And he
You could have,
only
yeah, you honestly could have guaranteed that he's gonna at least live to like 40 or something. But I understand the suspicion because what if he only had 2 weeks to live and he took that offer and had a week left, you know? But like, I doubt that that's how much Light had. Doubt in your mind would automatically be like, yeah. But at the same time, it honestly just depends.
ultimately succeeds because of Rem's intervention, which he didn't even plan for. All of this could have been avoided if he'd just taken the eyes at the start, but that would require
For
admitting
real.
he needs help, and Light's ego
Hold on. Wait, did you mention Rim?
leads because of Rem's intervention, which
There was so many people in the short that was saying like Light killed L. Bro, the reason why Light killed L, well, technically Light didn't kill L, but the reason why Light won against L was because of something that he didn't even know about. He was able to plan it, but at the same time, there was no way he was going to know that Ram was going to kill L to save Misa. And to kill L, he had to sacrifice his life. He took a gamble. Literally, he took a gamble and thought he didn't know for sure that Ram was actually going to kill L. And not only that, it was like a wild card, bro. Rim was a wild card. L won off pure luck. He just got lucky. Rim was there. He just got lucky that Rim was the guardian of Misa, bro. He just, I don't even know, man.
He didn't even plan for
Just
it.
got
All of this
lucky.
could have been avoided if he'd just taken the eyes at the start, but that would require admitting he needs help, and Light's ego can't handle that. When Light discovers he's being followed by FBI agent Ray Penber, he decides to eliminate the threat. He manipulates Penber into revealing the names of all 12 FBI agents investigating Kira in Japan, then kills all of them in a coordinated strike. This seems effective on the surface. Light removes immediate surveillance and forces the FBI to withdraw from the investigation entirely. But what Light doesn't consider are the massive consequences of this action. First, he just murdered 12 federal agents. Not criminals, not people who could be justified as targets under his twisted sense of justice. Actual law enforcement officers doing their job. This is a huge escalation that completely changes the nature of the investigation. It tells Elle that
For
Kira is
sure.
willing to kill anyone who threatens him, which means Kira's justice is selective and self-serving. Second, Kira somehow
Yeah,
knew
yeah,
who
yeah.
these agents were
Okay.
and what they were doing. This means he has access to investigation detail. This tells Elle that Kira is either connected to law enforcement or has surveillance capabilities that shouldn't be possible. Third, and most importantly, one of those agents was following someone specific right before he died. That someone is now the most suspicious person in the entire investigation. Light has essentially put a giant target on his own back. Light could have just changed his routine for a few weeks. He could have been boring and normal until the FBI gave up and moved on. But instead,
Honestly, yeah. White should have just chilled for this. He could have kept, doing his Death Note stuff and stuff, man. But he should have like chilled out. There was no need to kill. Now that I'm looking at it, there is no need to kill Ray Pemper. Ray Pemper already thought it wasn't Kira because when a dude hopped on the bus, he was like, "Yeah, I know for a fact this is a Kira because Kira would have just killed this dude right there." Ray Pemper already thought that it wasn't him. He was like, "Oh, I finna just go check this dude out one or two more times and I'm done." He was already about to be done with you, bro. Like, come on, man.
he creates
I
a
don't think
mass
about that. It's kind
casualty
of crazy.
event that transforms the investigation from a manhunt for a serial killer into an international incident. He draws attention to himself, proves he's willing to kill law enforcement, and provides Elle with crucial information about his capabilities and psychology. It's like being followed by a cop and deciding the smart move is to shoot the cop and all his friends. It doesn't
That's
make you
scary.
safer. It makes you enemy number one. Killing Naomi Masora. After killing Ray Penber, Light encounters Naomi Masora, Penber's fiancée and a former FBI agent. Naomi is investigating her fiancé's death independently and has already deduced that Kira can kill in ways other than heart attacks. When she tries to contact the task force with this information, she runs into Light outside police headquarters. Light
And you know the craziest thing behind this? You know the craziest thing behind this? Light got purely lucky. If he would have, she was able to tell Elle a little bit sooner that he was able to schedule deaths and also be able to change the way a person dies, not just by heart attacks. You must not know how much Light would have looked so guilty. Like on me, bro. Light got so lucky. It was just by chance that he just showed up that she was talking about joining, helping the task force guys, and just by pure chance. Come on, man.
realizes who she is and what she knows. He tricks her into revealing her real name and kills her with the Death Note. This is catastrophically stupid for multiple reasons. First, Naomi was working alone. She hadn't shared her information with anyone official yet. If Light had just let her walk into the building and tell the task force her theory, it would have been one more speculation among hundreds. The police already suspected Kira had multiple killing methods. This wouldn't have been groundbreaking enough to expose Light specifically.
That's true. That is true. That is true.
But by killing her, Light creates a massive red flag. Naomi disappears immediately after attempting to contact the Kira task force. Her fiancé, an FBI agent investigating
Yeah,
Kira,
yeah. But when you think about it, if they would have just checked the cameras, it would have he would have been died. Man, he would have been got caught. They would have checked cameras.
dies mysteriously, and then she vanishes while trying to report crucial information. This is so suspicious that it keeps Elle's attention firmly focused on everyone connected to the police force, which includes Light's family. Second, this is where Light crosses a line he can never uncross. Up until this point, you could argue Light was only killing criminals, people who had committed crimes and might deserve punishment. But Naomi wasn't a criminal. She was a grieving woman trying to find justice for her murdered fiancé. Killing her
Oh
is
yeah,
pure
true,
self-
true, true. Hey, I don't think about that. It's kind of crazy, but Elle seen her as like a super smart. person, right? He was like, she's way too smart, and like I feel like he would have considered her theory a good amount for real, because I think L did already have the idea that like Kira could probably kill more than ways than just a heart attack, but I don't
preservation, and it
know.
reveals that Light's ideology is hollow. He doesn't care about justice, he cares about protecting himself. Third, Light doesn't just kill her, he reveals his identity to her right before the Death Note takes effect. He mocks her, gloats, and watches her die, knowing she can't do anything about it. This
Bro, he's not gonna know that. He's not gonna know that
isn't
part.
strategic, this serves no purpose except feeding his ego. It's the moment where Light's mask completely
Like
slips, and we see him for what he
L
really
wasn't gonna
is.
know that.
Not a
Come
god
on,
of
man.
justice, but a murderer who enjoys his victim's suffering. The smart move was to
Like
let her
L
pass.
wasn't
The
gonna know that.
cautious move was to avoid her entirely. But Light's ego demanded he engage with her, outsmart her, and make her understand how powerless she was.
Hey,
That
but you gotta take it into the thing that Light was though. Light didn't know Light didn't know the things that was happening. He didn't know like didn't know that L might have had an idea that he can kill other ways than a heart attack, and then he could schedule and time his deaths. That's one thing. It's just kind of hard to explain.
arrogance creates evidence and draws suspicion that didn't need to exist. Trusting
Plus,
Teru
plus you also have to realize that light also I forgot.
Mikami. In the final arc, Light recruits Teru Mikami to act as Kira. While Light maintains his cover, Mikami is a prosecutor with extreme views on justice who worships Kira. Light gives him a death note and
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. After L died, I didn't watch shit.
instructions to kill
So I don't know how
criminals
it
while
ended.
Light keeps his
I
hands
know
clean.
I
This
know
seems
Light died.
perfect. A devoted follower doing the work while Light stays above suspicion, but it's actually the dumbest decision Light makes in the entire series. Light's plan requires Mikami to be perfectly obedient, following instructions exactly without any independent thought. But Mikami isn't a tool, he's a fanatic. He worships Kira with religious devotion, which means he doesn't just follow orders, he tries to anticipate what Kira would want and act accordingly. When Mello kidnaps Tkgoated, Light's spokesperson, Mikami decides to act independently. He believes Kira would want Tkgoated dead to prevent her from revealing information, so he goes to the bank where he's hidden the real Death Note and uses it to kill her. At least he tried, because Light Yagami actually killed her first with a hidden scrap from his own notebook. This is exactly what Nier has been waiting for. Nier has been watching Mikami, and the moment Mikami breaks routine to access the real notebook, Nier follows him and switches it with a fake. Light shows up to the final confrontation absolutely confident he's won. He's
Oh God, bro. I didn't know this is how he died. Oh my
planned
God.
everything perfectly. He knows Nier suspects him, but he believes the fake rules in the Death Note and his careful manipulation of Mikami will protect him. He walks in smiling, ready to watch Nier's defeat. Then Nier reveals the Death Note is fake. Mikami's independent action gave Nier the opening he needed. Light's entire plan collapses in an instant. What makes this particularly stupid is that Light had no backup plan whatsoever. His entire strategy depended on Mikami being perfect, and when Mikami makes one independent decision, everything falls apart. Light put all his faith in a fanatic he barely knew,
Hey, yeah. I ain't gonna lie, you deserve to lose. Bro, you trusted this dude way too much, bro. What? Like you couldn't just do it yourself?
assumed nothing would go wrong and didn't prepare for any contingencies. Light could have maintained direct control of the Death Note. He could have set up multiple layers of protection with multiple
Exactly.
people and multiple notebooks. He could have anticipated that a religious fanatic might act on his own beliefs rather than
You should have built your own organization or something. One person? Bro, one person? Come on, man.
following orders precisely. But he didn't, because his ego told him his plan was flawless and nothing could go wrong. The moment Light realizes he's lost is devastating for him. His entire identity is built on being the smartest person in the room. He's convinced himself he's a god, untouchable and perfect. But in that moment, he has to face the reality that he's just a criminal who got too confident and didn't plan for failure.
You know what I
Man.
low-key just realized? The internet is always looking for the next person to clown.
All right, man. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe. I'm telling y'all, man, Ray ain't as smart as you guys think, man. He's been doing dumb stuff throughout the whole show. See, there's some of those mistakes where, like, I would have probably did the same thing, but some of those mistakes, like, I definitely wouldn't do, and some of those mistakes from before, Like I wouldn't kill Lynn L. Taylor. I'm gonna go ahead and leave y'all. Like I said, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.